Today's video might sound a little bit strange because I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes talking about a product that you can't buy. In fact, I'm deliberately making sure you can't buy it. Now, in the online business world, that almost seems like a crime. We're constantly told, launch quick, get it out there first, sell it, improve it later, move fast, don't overthink. And I understand why people say that. If you wait forever for perfection, nothing ever gets released. I know that. But I think we've swung too far in the wrong direction. Somewhere along the line, speed has become more important than trust. And I don't believe that's good for anybody's business or for your customers. Now, behind the scenes, I'm busy building a new AI system. Some of you already know that. I've talked about it a few times. It is genuinely exciting when it works. And when it works, it's brilliant. Every now and then, it produces something that makes me sit back and think, whoa, that is so much better than I expected. But conversely, every now and then, it also reminds me that AI isn't magic. Sometimes it misunderstands context. It makes assumptions. Sometimes it produces something that's technically correct, but practically useless. And every time that happens, I'm grateful because I found the problem before one of my clients did. Now, I think we're in a really interesting place with AI. It's developing incredibly quickly. Every week there's a new platform, another promise, another tool that's supposedly going to save us, hours a week. And some of them genuinely do, but some of them don't. And here's the problem. People are quickly becoming exhausted trying to work out who to trust. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges our industry now faces. It's not capability, it's credibility. Because if you've spent money on tools that don't live up to the hype, the next time somebody makes a promise, you're naturally more cautious. And I don't blame you for that. I'm exactly the same. So let me tell you how I build my products. I don't ask, can I sell this? I ask, would this fail? Now that might sound pessimistic initially, but actually it's one of the most optimistic questions I can ask, because every weakness I discover is another opportunity to improve it. Every edge case I uncover helps another future client, and every mistake I catch, well, that's one less frustration from somebody who trusts me enough to buy it. Sometimes I'll spend an entire afternoon trying to break a system, not because I want it to fail, but because I want to know exactly where its limits are. Once I know those limits, well, then I know how to design around them. Connection Scout went through that exact same process. People see the finished version now. They don't see the hundreds of tiny refinements that happened before it ever reached even the beta clients, let alone the early paying clients. Changing prompts, testing recommendations, improving outputs, listening to feedback, removing unnecessary steps, making the experience simpler. It didn't become valuable because I rushed it. It became valuable because I refused to rush. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I'm so confident recommending it today. I've seen it work. I've seen where it struggles. I've improved it because of those lessons. Now, I actually think this goes beyond AI. Whatever your business is, whether you sell products, services, or coaching, maybe even handmade gifts, your reputation is built a long time before somebody leaves you a review. It's built in the decisions nobody ever sees. The testing, refinement, the quality checks, the difficult conversations with yourself where you decide it's not good enough yet. The moments that don't get liked, they don't create headlines, but they're the moments that create trust. Here's my challenge for you this week. Instead of asking, what can I launch next? Ask yourself, what could I improve before I ask someone to pay for it? And I think that single question has probably saved me from releasing products too early more than anything else in my business. Because confidence isn't saying, look what I've built. Confidence is saying, I've tested this enough that I'll happily use it in my own business. And for me, that is my minimum standard. Now, if you've enjoyed today's conversation, I'd really love it if you could subscribe to my channel, because every week I'm sharing honest realities of building AI systems around real life instead of hype. Not shortcuts, just practical lessons that help you build a business you can genuinely trust. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Are you someone who tends to launch quickly and refine later, or do you prefer to test until you're genuinely confident that it's ready to go? Let's have a conversation.